Alright, please ignore any notifications that pop up like usual, and rank the what if you're here. Howdy everyone. I have gotten the audio back working, so sorry for the delay it took to do that, and the lack of videos, but anyways, on with the video. What if Deku, what if female Deku was Martian Android 21? No, sorry. What if female Deku was Android 21? Not the Martian part. Okay. Part 0. This is part 0. So, there's this big, huge, intergalactic war in another, galaxy. Yeah, galaxy. In another galaxy. And there's two sides. So there's the Tyrannosaurs, the tyrants, who rule over this galaxy. And they have, magic and stuff. It's basically, key. Some of them have, super healing. Some of them can absorb people. They can, shoot blasts and stuff. Some of them can transform, so on and so forth. And you get the gist, really. So, anyways. They're a kind of smaller race, and then they rule over all the other races. And then there's this one group of, say, about 10,000. So a very small group in the grand scheme of things. Minuscule. And they're all, geniuses and stuff. So they start creating a bio-android. Pretty much, they start creating... Sorry for being quiet then. I don't know why I was. They create Android 21. And so, it takes them a long time. A very long time. But they live, a lot longer because they use cybernetic enhancements and more. So it takes them about 100 years. And then, this whole time they've been gathering DNA and implanting it into them, into the robot. And they also put, some of their own DNA, so the robot's really smart. Or the android, whatever. And then, when the time finally comes, the 3 smartest people, 5 smartest people, the council, the people who, pretty much, they hold all the power, they make all the decisions, and, they'll come together in front of it, and they say, it's glorious, we have finally created the perfect being, the perfect creature, and they will end this tyranny, and kill our current rulers. And so, the android, pretty much, it seems to teleport. It teleports over to, one of them, the one at the front, the Grand Counselor, whatever, picks them up, choking them, and says, you're right about one thing. I will kill your rulers, but I won't free you. I will enslave you all. And then, Android 21, because the evil half is in control. Pretty much, Android 21 does, the classic Android 21. Turns them into a sweet. And then Android 21 turns them all into sweets, eats them. Super massive smarts, most intelligent being in the universe. So once they got that, they decide they don't need the other people. They don't need to, eat them and stuff. So they just destroy them. And then they immediately just fly off to wreak havoc on the world, on the galaxy. And so, Android's enjoying herself, Android 21's enjoying herself, destroying stuff, and eventually they all band together, and all of them together use magic and tech and everything, and seal Android 21 away in 2 statues. One is like incredibly good, and you can sense like an aura of good and wanting to help people coming from it, and happiness, and it looks all happy, and it looks like an angel pretty much. The other one is all negative emotions radiating from it, and it looks like a devil. It looks like a devil. And they try and destroy them, but before they can, this like weird kind of field thing just like they're shooting the things, and then it just vaporizes all the attacks. And then once all the attacks have been vaporized, they realize we can't destroy this thing. We're just gonna chuck it in a different galaxy where they will have no hope of they won't be able to let it get free, because otherwise everything is screwed. We're all dead. And then so they pretty much go to the galaxy of Earth, and this is long before Quarks. This is like medieval times, by the way. They go to Japan. It's like 2 people, like 2 strongest people, and they fly down to the current emperor, who is a Todoroki. Wow. So yeah, Todorokis are now royalty. They're way richer and stuff, but more on that later. And so they give the 2 idols to the emperor and say, human, you must protect these with your life. You must be ready to sacrifice anything to protect these, and you must never lose them. Because if they are broken or lost, that could spell the end for everything in existence. So yeah, pretty full on. Yeah. And so the Todoroki, the emperor, accepts and says, yes, my gods and stuff, and he calls them by some gods' names, because I know plenty of ancient mythology, but I don't know much about Japanese ancient mythology. Which really annoys me, because Japan's awesome. Anyway, moving on. And then, for a few generations, they do this, and they protect it, and then an army comes along and, kills the emperor, the current Todoroki emperor, or whatever, and, they are toppled and dethroned, and it was in, like, a secret base that, like, once a week, the emperor would visit, and would have the most elite guards there. And, and the guards knew if it is not visited once a week, and it's in a very secret location, they are to abandon it, because otherwise they could be found, and it could be found. So yeah, that happens, and it is abandoned. And then, yeah, the Todoroki family history disappears and is forgotten about, and nobody knows it anymore. And massive time skip. This was like a bit before Deku was born, and so in canon and stuff. Hasashi and Inko are archaeologists, and they found this old fort with rotted wood and like remains of giant crossbows, and there are even pieces of samurai armor littered across the floor. And they're searching around, and Inko finds a secret, like not a secret passageway, but it's kind of hidden, but she like makes it so anyone can now find it. And she goes down it. Sashi's checking another room, And, she finds these two idols. One of the most demonic creature you've ever seen, and one of the most angelic. And, intrigued, she picks them up. And she has this flood of negative emotions on her right side, and positive emotions from her left side, and they seem to be fighting inside her. And so she yells out. She drops them and then she yells out. And Inka's also 1 month pregnant, by the way. And these two flashes of light rush into her. And that's why she yells out. And then Hasashi rushes in, because it's not like a yell of distress, it's a yell of surprise. So Hasashi runs in, he's like, "What happened?" And then Inko says, "I found these two statues. And they're nearly perfect condition, apart from the fact that that both of them have been broken into two pieces. Apart from that, they're in perfect condition. And Hasashi agrees, and then Hasashi also mentions, "I also found out that this fort used to belong to the Emperor, and that the Emperor was a Todoroki." And so Inko is like childhood friends with Rei, not Mitsuki. It's Rei now. And so they're both good friends with the Todorokis, with Enji and Rei. And so Rei also like owns a company now as well, and never goes insane because, not insane, but never pours boiling water on Shoto or anything, because Enji's nicer and he's not so much of a bum head. Anyways, so they inform. Oh, by the way, the two bursts of energy, when they rushed into her, they fused with the unborn child within Inko. And so then they go and they tell the Todorokis about their find. And the Todorokis are really intrigued by this. And Enji, or Endeavor, if you don't actually know that that's Endeavor's real name, because it is, says, "Well, we've had this idea for quite a while, but this is the perfect opportunity to ask you. So, Inko and Hisashi, Inko, would you two like to become the personal Todoroki family archaeologists? You will be allowed to take jobs from others if you please, but you would be helping us discover our family history. We would give you full insurance, great pay, all that. We would look after you if one of you fell sick. We would put you in the best hospital. If you had a child and say something happened to you, we would take care of them." And they obviously accept, because helping their best friends find out about their family history, and also quite a few benefits, there's no downsides. So they agree, and then Endeavor has to leave for hero work, and Hisashi and Inko have been like talking with the Todorokis a bit, talking to the kids a bit, and Rei then says, "Hey, is there anything you two have your eye on, like a dream, like something you wish you really want to buy?" And they both say, "Well, there's this house, and it's it's pretty big, but quite homey, and we think it'd be great to move out of our apartment because we're gonna have a kid soon, and this house looks perfect, but it's way out of our price range." And Praise asks, "Okay, what's the address?" And they're kind of confused, but they tell her. Oh, sorry for flipping the screen. And once they tell her, and she also asks for the real estate agent, she just calls them up, buys the house, and says it's yours, as a token of our gratitude. And Hasashi and Inko are just shocked, like, yeah, they're friends, but still, that's like amazing, because Rei just bought them their dream house, pretty much. And so they're like thanking, they're pulling an Izuku, bowing a lot, and they're really thankful. Enry's like, it's nothing. It's nothing. No cost. It's nothing. No. Money means nothing compared to our friendship and the gratitude we have to you. And so this, like, makes Inko and Hasashi really happy. And then they keep talking and stuff. And, eventually they have to go. So they tell the landlord the landlord to the apartment that they'll be moving out. And so they do. And they move into this house. And so, a little quick time skip. 8 months. So Inko was already pretty sick, and then when she gave birth, she died from childbirth. Now I'm sad, but because I really want to make Hasashi the one who's left around, because I've never seen that. It's always Inko single mom, or they're both there. I have never seen just Hasashi, or neither of them are there, but I've never seen just like the father or Hasashi, because I don't know, I just never seen it, and I want to do it. So screw you. And Hasashi is the one who survives, and he's not bitter towards Toka, as she's named, because they decided that if it was going to be a girl, it'd be Toka. If it was a guy, it'd be Izuku. And so it's a girl, so Toka. And she's like pink-skinned, a little tail. She's gonna have long white hair. Look like Android 21 pretty much. And he's not bitter towards Toka. He loves her even more, because the way he sees it, this is the last thing Inko did, the last thing she gave. This was her final gift and her legacy. And in his eyes, it needs to be preserved. She needs to be loved. So, yeah. Hasashi loves Toka a lot. He's really kind to her. He helps her with everything, even though she has a photographic memory, like 1000 IQ and stuff. She's got all Martian androids powers, but she doesn't actually get them till she's like 4, like awakening at quirk, and she doesn't get the insane, like the infinite hunger and the insane love for sweets and the transformation beam for a long while. But anyways, and so Hasashi will do pretty much anything for Toka, and Toka always goes on the archaeological digs, and she does start with the massive IQ and photographic memory just cause. So she's really smart. She knows a lot about the world. She studies a lot. She also plays with the Todorokis a lot. She's pretty good friends with all of them, but she's best friends with Shoto. And they're like, Enji is her godfather, Rei is her godmother, Shoto is her godbrother, Toya godbrother. Let me just check something. Fuyumi, god sister, Natsu, god brother, and so on and so forth. Wait, let me just get to it. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I just don't really have their names memorized. And so, then, one day, they're coming back from this massive find, and they realize that, yeah, Todoroki's are in Tokyo. They've got like $1 billion heritage. So yeah, it's like he's got like these papers and stuff, and then they're driving down, and then there's pretty much, I'm gonna say Mr. Compressor's father, and so he's like he's wreaking havoc, and then Endeavor's fighting him, and so Endeavor shoots out this big flame, and then he compresses the compress dude and just chucks it down and makes it like a smoke wall. A smoke screen. And he runs around the back of him, and he's like about to compress Endeavor, like Endeavor's chest. Endeavor's head. And then before Toga could even notice, Hisashi is running out the door, and she's like 3.5 years old, and so he just leaps in front of the compressed dude, and he gets like half his chest compressed. Endeavor pretty much the compressed dude is nearly dead. He rushes to Sashi's side, and Sashi says, "Protect Toga." Those are his last words, just protect Toga. And then he's dead, and the life goes out of his eyes. And the only reason I'm not crying is because I have practiced this part like 7 times. Anyway, moving on. So, and Toka, like her father, is not bitter towards Endeavor. She thinks, if my father sacrificed his life to save this man, he must be amazing. And she already knows him and like, he's her godfather, and she really likes him, but this just respect, just even further. Endeavor is her #1 hero. And so she's taken in by the Todorikis. She gets her last name changed to Todoriki, but she now gains a middle name, Midoriya. She has Midoriya's middle name, so she's Toka Midoriya Todoriki. But you don't really say the middle name, so she's like introducing Toka Todoriki. Oh god, that might get annoying later on. But anyways, so when like Shoto and her turn 4, Shoto gets his half quirk, and she's just and it's like a month passes, and she's like, we were supposed to be equals, we were supposed to be friends. It's like, we were supposed to be equals and rivals, but now he's just leaving me in his dust. And this wave of like emotions allows like the evil half of Android 21, because the good half like sealed all her powers away, to release nearly all of her powers. Just not the ray beam, and she doesn't unleash like the insane, like the need for sweets and eternal hunger. She does really enjoy sweets, like she does find she like has a slight craving for them now, and she really likes them, like loves them, but nothing more than that. And so she gets all the powers Android 21 has: regeneration from a single atom, flight, teleportation, anything to do with ki, tail, super strength, super speed, I don't know, the mega intelligence and stuff. And yeah. So yeah, she gets all the powers, like, yeah. I haven't really played the game, so I don't know all of them, but I do know quite a few. And yeah. Anyways, and so she gains her powers, and so she's back on equal footing with Shoto. And so Shoto, the way NG teaches Shoto, it's like he teaches him as if he's a human, but he gets the same results. In fact, Todoroki uses his fire, and the reason he gets burned is because he was kind of practicing. When his quirk first manifested, it's kind of like, I don't know what Kirishima did. So he was like rubbing his eyes with his hands, and his hand just ignited. It was almost immediately put out by cold, but not before it left a burn. Because Todoroki without the burn would be weird. So Todoroki still has a burn and stuff. Different way. So yeah. And so they go to the same middle school and everything. They're like a duo. Iconic duo. Toka is... By the way, Toka's like her own person. But she kind of has like the evil half, kind of like... The evil half and the good half can like kind of talk to her as well, like having an angel and a devil on your shoulder, like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. Kronk's awesome. And so they kind of talk to her and stuff. And she's really, really smart, like smartest kid in the class. Also like the strongest, the fastest. She's just the best at everything. And so she also meets Momo. And then she kind of makes friends with her. Thinks Momo's a bit too formal. But yeah, they make friends with each other. And then, so this is like the middle school first year. And, so yeah. At this point, Toka's way more powerful than Shoto, but doesn't really show it. Because she does her own training by herself, and it's a lot more intense than anything Shoto did, like in canon as well. So yeah. And like Bodega Beach, she like cleans that up the first year of middle school. Like 2 weeks. And that's just because she keeps taking breaks. No. She takes it 1 week and she does take breaks. It like takes her a total, including the breaks, 1 week. She didn't take any breaks, 2 days. Yeah. She took 5 days of break. She took 5 days off. Because she started on Sunday, 5 days off because like school and stuff. And hanging out with Schroeder. And then finished it on Saturday. Yeah. So yeah, mad skills, mad props to Toka there. But she doesn't tell anyone. And so yeah, I'm gonna say last year of middle school. There are no bullies at this school. Well, there may have been before, but not anymore. Toka's beat them all. Whenever they would, she'd like say, "What you doing?" Like she'd always question them, and they'd get all angry, and they'd attack her, and she'd just beat them down. No more bullies. And yeah, there's teachers. There's like a principal, but really, she doesn't like run the school. Like the teachers and stuff, and the principal have authority, but. It's really, if she says something, all the kids will do it. Like, if she tells the kids to do something, they will do it. So she's kind of like queen of the school. And then... yeah, I think I'll do... Oh, and she's got it in her, like, full-on thing for sweets. So she's almost always, like, got, like, a lollipop in her mouth or something. So, yeah. And, I think I'll do the entrance exam, and then I'll end it off. But I'm gonna do some more stuff first. She also meets, like, Mina. They're like, there's some, like, holidays, and then she meets Mina. Because she's just kind of, like, wandering about the city, because she got permission to. And she sees that Mina's also got pink skin. And she's also got, like, really, like, this, like, the long white hair and stuff now. And so she kind of flies over to... She kind of, like, flies over... No, she doesn't fly, because... Yeah, illegal use of quirks in public. So she doesn't teleport either. She just kind of... really fast runs over to Mina. says hi. They hit it off instantly. And also the infinite hunger thing has started to creep in. It's kind of like, at first they just think, oh yeah, she's just having a growth spurt. But then it becomes apparent it's just insatiable hunger. Well, not insatiable, but like she's never full is the thing, pretty much. She's never like really hungry, but she's never full. So she eats a lot. And she kind of has to because of everything she does. She's like works out a bunch, so she uses up so much energy. So she also eats a lot in like to retaliate to that. But like her and Mina are really good friends. They go out to like Toka introduces Mina to Momo and shows her. They all like go have lunch and stuff, like chatting and whatnot. And then like to anyone who doesn't know Toka that well, she just looks like she's gorging herself. Momo and Shoto just like, oh yeah, totally normal. Mina like, oh my god, how are you eating that much? She's like eating a mountain of food. It's like everyone else. They're just like not even batting an eyelid because like she goes there a lot. Everyone knows her. They all know how much she eats. So yeah, they don't even care anymore. Mina's just like mind blown. And then, so yeah, they're all good friends. And so entrance exams. Deku's just kind of strolling in. Doesn't trip or anything because like A, tail balance. B, huge IQ, smarter than Nezu. Knows she's gonna ace that, and C, she's incredibly strong. She chooses not to do recommendation because she's just like, nah, I know Momo and Shoto are doing it, and only 2 people from recommendation can get into each class. So she decides not to, and she just, I'll just do regular. She just like walks in, sits down. So it's like so they do the wooden exam. She just does it like in less than a minute. Yeah. Just walks up to the person, hands it in, goes back, just starts, because she like brought a backpack. Just pulls the backpack, starts eating some like a bunch of sweets and stuff. And she's like sucking on like a lollipop or something. In the explanation for the hero exam thing, like the actual physical test, like against the robots, Ida asks the question and she's just like, she just says, she's like, are you stupid? Just because he didn't say he's done yet. He's gonna get to that soon. And it's on the sheet, why do you even need to hear this? So, Ida's like, super embarrassed. And then he sits down, all angry like. And when she's like walking to the arena, he rapidly looks nervous, and then he's like, stop right there, young lady. You're gonna go talk to that girl and try and psych her out, aren't you? And then she just says, no, I'm not. I just want to get to the front. I'm just going to the front so I can get in first and destroy the most robots. And she just says this completely like monotone voice. From like, Ida just kind of sulks off. She just drives to the front. And then President Mike starts like yelling, and then the moment the gates start to open, she just flies right through them. And President Mike's like, wow, you guys should all be following that kid's example. Cause in a real fight, there is no ready, set, go. And so she's already like destroyed 15 robots before, like 15 three-pointers, before he's even finished saying that. So yeah, Toka's going insane. She's just destroying the robots. And like highest score ever. Higher than All Might, higher than any score ever. And so the Zero Pointer shows up and Uraraka's trapped beneath some rubble. So this is what she does. She flies over, gets the rubble Uraraka's like under, picks it up, and just throws it at the 0 pointer. Right in like the weird dot in the center of his head, like the eye, I guess. Just smashes it right into the eye, teleports up, grabs it, like the 0 pointer by the head, just tosses it up and shoots a beam, disintegrates it. She then flies down, picks Uraka up, and flies over to recover again, because Uraka tells her that she then flies down, Uraka's like, oh, I've got a sprained ankle. She just grabs Uraka, teleports over to recover girl. And then President Mike's like, alright, time's up. And so Shoto and her aren't even like, oh, are we gonna get in or anything? They're just waiting. It's not like, are we? It's just when. It's like, will we get in or when we get in? So yeah, they receive the acceptance letters. They're like, ooh, yeah, have a little party. And that's where I'm gonna leave this one off. I'll see y'all later, I guess. Bye.